What's up? It's your boy, Big Reg, coming to you from the shadow of the big house in Ann Arbor, Michigan, home of the Big Ten regular season men's basketball champions, the one, the only Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah!
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. Is great
To be
a Michigan Wolverine.
It's great.
No rhythm here. No
I'm
rhythm.
not gonna lie. It's hard to do chants over Zoom because it doesn't sync up.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
It drags, it lags. So it sounds weird. Anyway, we raise a glass to the Michigan Wolverines and their first regular season championship, and I can't even remember how long. But we salute Coach Howard, the staff, and most of all, those young men on that team for pulling out a big W against a big rival in the Michigan State Spartans and securing the Big Ten regular season championship. And to that, we raise a glass.
Go blue.
Oh, go blue indeed. Oh, you got to check out these shirts. You got these shirts in the mail, courtesy of Areem the Dream King, a.k.a. Lana. Oh, look at what she said.
Whoa.
Michigan State. Maze out, baby, 2021. Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Extra small? Come on, man. Come on, Lana.
I think it's like a child's medium that she sent us. You know what I'm saying? These shirts are tight. I'm not just talking about the designs being nice.
Oh.
I mean literally tight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
They're letting all the features out. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Stop touching yourself.
Bulging.
Stop touching yourself.
I'm not. I'm just going over the contours that the shirt hugs and defines. The other thing we got in the mail, of course, was this nice flag that was part of the package. So we raised a glass to LAK, and we say thanks for the cool stuff, the cool swag. But enough about that. Let's jump right into this. A celebratory evening. It kicked off with the celebrations for senior night. The big time seniors on our team this season. Eli Brooks, Austin Davis, Isaiah Livers. Was there another? I can't remember.
Mike Smith.
Mike Smith, transfer. All right.
Jaron Falls, bench player.
Yes.
Nice, JB.
We want to raise our glass to all our seniors. And what a way to send them off with this last home game for those young men. A victory that clinched a championship. Whatever you want to say about this team, one thing that you got to include, you have to include now, is that they are a championship team. And to that, raise a glass. Oh, soon there's going to be another banner that goes up with this guy. It's going to be another one that says Big Ten regular season champions for season 2020 to 2021. Woo-hoo! What a great feeling that is. Gentlemen, let me turn it over to you and hear your reactions to what hopefully is the first of more championships that this team can win and secure.
First credit goes to the professor for predicting the win from last time. Somehow a PhD can get you basketball insight. Kudos to also Mr. Squarehead for almost predicting the score. He did guarantee a victory for today, so I give kudos to him too. Great.
Hey, hold on. If you're gonna give PhDs for predicting a win against MSU after we got blown out against Illinois, everybody here deserves a PhD. What kind of prediction is that?
Wow. I didn't give him a PhD, but whatever.
Come on,
anyway,
man.
Let me talk, please. Let me talk, please. But anyways, great comeback. Sparty, I don't know what happened to them. That's what happened to us, I guess, against Illinois.
Nah.
I can't even believe Sparty beat Illinois either. That kind of makes me, question the Illinois game even more so. So
you're comparing Sparty against what we did against Illinois. Sparty is a horrible team. They're a horrible team to begin with. You're saying that their goose egg that they laid is the same thing that we did against Illinois? No way.
How does Sparty, a bad team, beat Illinois then? I don't understand. What's your logic on that one?
Oh,
Bad
Definitely.
teams sometimes rise to the occasion.
Exactly. That's what happened to us last game too.
no.
Just like,
So take your logic and shove it, baby.
come
Big
on,
Ten
man.
champs. Big Ten champs.
Big Ten champs in a season where we didn't even wait. Are we supposed to play every team twice
No.
in the conference?
No.
No, not in a regular season.
No.
It's a lopsided schedule, regardless of
Wow.
What- COVID protocols.
That fizzled, Squarehead.
Yeah.
I'm
felt-
just like,
I felt
no,
you, man.
that was a legitimate question. Are we supposed to play each team twice?
If you don't know that, then you're clearly not in the know of anything about the Big Ten. But whatever. If we
give
face
me a break,
Illinois
man.
in the
This
Big Ten tournament, you'll get your rematch that you're looking for. Big Ten.
I can't believe you compared MSU laying an egg to us laying an egg. There's just no comparison.
I agree. It's not the same thing.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. All right. I can't. I'm just to talk about the Illinois game a little bit. Like, I can't believe how much that loss discounts everything else that we've accomplished this year. Right? We beat Iowa. We demolished them. We beat OSU. We beat Rutgers, a ranked team before, a tough team. We're the Big Ten champs. No other team lost by 30 to Illinois. And yet you're saying that we're 30 points worse than the Fighting Illini. Stop it. Just stop it.
No. Nobody said
that.
we were
No,
30 points worse than the line.
But you're acting like the rest of the season doesn't even count. Like nothing.
No,
like
nobody said that.
Nope.
So then, when Illinois loses to MSU, OSU, Maryland, has a tough game against Nebraska, has a tough game against all these other patsies, yet they're better than we are. No, stop it.
How did an Illinois team without their best player beat us by 30 points?
We just didn't play our game. We did not play our game. And yet today we played our game.
Oh,
We were handsy, right?
Against an MSU team?
exactly.
Who were playing well? Who beat the Fighting Illini?
When?
We were up like almost 30 against them. We were up almost 30. Even though you think they're a bad team, the fact that we were up almost 30 against the MSU Spartans, a rivalry game, that says something about Michigan and the way that we bounced back from the last game,
Ugh.
right? Oh my!
To me, that's a stretch.
I knew that nameless guest would say this as soon as we started doing. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine, and then as soon as he said we're off rhythm, I knew.
No, that's a
I knew
stretch.
that this was going to be a little. Yeah.
You know how
Oh,
far
come
of a
on.
stretch that is? That's more of a stretch than the shirt on Reggie's bare chest.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I can't
Look at that thing
believe
stretching.
I don't know what you two do for watching the whole Big Ten, but Michigan State has been on a tear lately. They beat OSU, a number 4 ranked team. They beat Illinois the game before. This was all at the end of February. This is only like a week ago. And both of you are discounting what Sparty is. Fine, that's okay. But still, you can't explain
Wait,
why
then
Sparty beats,
Illinois-
excuse me. You can't explain why Sparty beats OSU, why Sparty beats Illinois in back-to-back games, and then all of a sudden they lay a stinker against us. So if it's not a one-game kind of misfit happening that we lost and Sparty lost against us like that, then I don't understand what your logic
All right.
is. You are
Can I give my
both
take?
illogical about
Hey,
your
excuse me.
aspects.
Let Mr. Nameless get
2
speak.
minutes. Okay. Here's I maybe have a little bit of a different position than Squarehead, but I do agree with many of your points, which I cannot believe actually. More and more each week, I find myself agreeing with you, Squarehead. But here's what I think. Do I discount everything that has been accomplished for the Michigan season all year? JC from Sunnyside, no. Good question, but the answer is no. Well earned. We deserve the championship, but I will say this. It's about momentum. It's about how you end the season and enter into the tournament. It's how are you playing now? It's matchups. So I think we are top, 8 team, top 10, top 5 team, maybe. But I would not want to play Illinois again. They are freaking juggernauts. Okay? We are the Big Ten champions, yes. But we don't match up well against that elite team. Right now, they are on a hot streak, and they don't even have their best player. Come on. Let's just be honest and realistic. So we're very, very, very good. But we got walloped by a superior team. That's what I saw from this past week. Sorry, right?
Wow. All this on the night when Michigan wins their first Big Ten regular season championship in a lot of years. I don't even remember the last one we won. All by only losing twice so far in the regular season. All despite having to take a 23-day COVID pause in the middle of the season. Despite blowing out teams by over 20 or by 20 points or more on a consistent basis. All of that going to naught just because we had one bad game against Illinois. Oy, Illinois. Well, I'll raise my glass in sadness.
All right.
And
I forgot to make
says
this quick
something
point.
about this team. The way, I saw the latest episode. And everyone was talking about how much there's so much pressure on this game and how we needed to show up and bounce back.
All right,
And we did.
I pose to you, make this about football, and Michigan needs to win their final game against Rutgers, bounce back from absolutely disastrous, embarrassing loss against the Buckeyes. But all we got to do is beat Rutgers to clinch the Big Ten football championship. Wow, we did it! It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. Rutgers.
But you know what? Early in the season, we beat LSU. Early in the season, we beat Alabama. Early in the season, you cannot discount the resume
Alabama
of the schedule. We can't. We cannot. You cannot. We blew out teams by 20, ranked teams by over 20. And no matter how you slice it, you could say that this MSU team is Rutgers, but you can't deny the fact that they've been playing much better as of late. Beat OSU.
They're better.
Beat Illinois. They're not Rutgers level. They're a rivalry game. They came in to try. You can't deny the fact that they were playing better. They were on the bubble. They're on the bubble.
I rest my case. They're the first 4 in.
Yeah.
Rest my case.
Yeah. So it's an NCAA 20 team that we were blowing out by 30. What more do you want? We were blowing this NCAA team, right? The last 4 in by 30 points. And yet it doesn't taste good.
For some, it doesn't taste good. You got. Let me put it to another way. Michigan State had to win this game. They had to, because like you were saying, they were first 4 out. They needed this game desperately in order to become a better lock for the NCAA tournament. They needed this game. It's not like they were just like, oh, let's just play spoilers to Michigan. No, they needed this game in order to accomplish goals of their own. So they were highly motivated. They wanted to have another victory against a top 5 ranked opponent.
Yeah.
OSU, Illinois, and then number 2 ranked Michigan. That's what they were hoping for coming into this game. And what we did was stomp down those hopes and just crush them, those hopes to smithereens. Okay. And in doing so, in crushing their hopes and dreams, we achieved one of our goals for the season, which was a Big Ten regular season championship. And to that, I raise my glass.
Yes, we did. Question for you guys. Did we look like the number 2 team in the nation watching this game? Just no. You're watching this squad play. Do we look impressive? Did we look like number 2? I wasn't seeing it.
From the field? Do you know what they shot from the field?
I heard the stats. I heard Dickie V. It was hard to listen to him. I agree with you on that producer JB, one of the hardest listens ever.
It was.
It was like 58% at like two-thirds, three-quarters of the way into the game. They're very efficient against a crap MSU team that can't guard, one of the worst defensive teams by the stats. Franz can hit his shots finally in the second half. He wasn't actually not having a good game. He was actually looking pretty bad if you just looked at his first half. But against MSU, where he can just knock down an open three, and by the way, Squarehead is on the money. Isaiah Livers cannot create. I was begging for Mike Smith to give him an open shot because that's really the only way he's going to score. I mean, right?
He's got the back down, turn around, fade away, miss shot. That's what he's got too.
When he has the mismatch against other teams like Illinois, there was no way they were going to give him that. We just didn't match up with him.
Were we watching the same game? did we look like the number 2 ranked team in the country?
Did you think so?
When we're up almost 30 against the MSU? We're almost 30.
Wait. Why does 30 matter? Then Illinois could argue that they're the best team in the country because they blew us out by 30, and we were the second-ranked team.
No, that's a one-off. We're talking about the entire resume, and the question was, did we look like a number 2 team in the country today? We were up almost 30 against a team that was desperate for a win. We were fine. The offensive explosion. We didn't score 100 points, but they barely got to 50. You cannot forget that end of the game. They barely got to 50 points. We suffocated them.
I'm not gonna say that you're not kind of a little bit. I mean, I don't think Sparty is a championship team. Let's put it that way, right?
No.
If they even went to the tournament, if they got upset in the first round, I'd be like, yeah, that's reasonable. Like, make the tournament, but they're gonna get kicked out in the first round. Whatever's. But they're not a bad team. Like it's like this team in the league, right? I mean, you got to give them at least some credit for beating Illinois and OSU. I don't know how you can say they're a bad team if they can beat ranked top 5 opponents back to back. That's not a bad team. They're an inconsistent team. They're one-dimensional. It's just Aaron Henry and that's it.
Yes.
But still, it's a legit win. You can't
nobody's downplaying the win. But what I'm saying is no, we're not. It's a legitimate win. But what I'm saying is, so what? We were up by 30 points against Michigan. I'm saying it's the same argument. We were down by 30 points against Illinois. So then Illinois should be a number 2 ranked team.
What?
Actually, what do you think we're going to be ranked after all of this? Like, when the dust settles? Do you think
we're going to still be number 3? Baylor won, so they beat a ranked team, so they're still number 2. We're a number 3 team, a number 1 seed in the Midwest, whatever it might be.
Yeah, fine.
Nothing's changed. We can lose Michigan State on Sunday, and we'll still be number 3.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow. What doubt one game causes? I can't believe it. This one game against
we can't. We're not losing to Michigan State and still be 3. Illinois is playing OSU. Illinois blows out OSU by like 25 points, just like they did us. They're jumping us.
We have nothing to play for this next game. It doesn't matter.
Right. No, all I'm saying is we lose to MSU, and even if we beat MSU again, if Illinois blows out OSU just like they blew us out, there's a chance that they might leapfrog us to 3 and we might be 4.
Well,
we have no bad beats. We lost to a number 4 ranked team. We lost to a ranked Minnesota team when we were playing them with 1 starter out. I mean, what?
No, I think we had a great season, and we were rolling and cruising, and I just could not imagine that was a horrendous beat. That wasn't a bad beat. that was just an unimaginable beat. I just couldn't fathom that was going to go down like that. Did any of us could even see that as a possibility? That was crazy. Utter beatdown that I didn't even think was possible. Like we kept touting our team as a team with no weaknesses, unselfish play, awesome coaching, awesome preparation. I mean, how does something like that even happen?
I don't think any of us thought we were unbeatable. I don't think any of us thought we were going to go undefeated. So to that point, it's just there is a weakness to our team. They found it.
Yeah.
Got exposed. I don't understand why that diminishes anything that we are. We had to adjust. We had to figure things out. If we see Illinois in the tourney again and we crush them, then what are you going to say then?
No, what I'm going to say is we're not going to crush Illinois.
I'll be surprised.
It'll be just as shocking as how they beat. It's not that we lost to Illinois. What we're saying is it's shocking. No, yeah, like you said, nobody thought that going undefeated the rest of the way was easy. It's the way we lost with their number one player, who is an NBA prospect. Didn't they say that he's going to leave after this year? That's the way we lost to a team with their best player out. And you say we lost to Minnesota with one of our starters out? Okay, so Eli Brooks didn't play. He's not our best player. He's not our best player by any stretch of the imagination. Like even Reggie's shirt there. Show us your shirt, Reggie. Come on. By any stretch, he's not our best player. And we lost. But the way we lost Illinois by nearly 30 points without their best player, arguably the best player in the nation, that's what we're talking about here. We're not saying it was, we lost, so Michigan's horrible now. It's just the way we lost.
Why are you putting so much stock, right? I'm going to say, yeah, head-to-head matchups matter.
Right.
But you're putting so much stock in one head-to-head matchup, right? So then why is MSU not better than Illinois? Why? Why does Illinois suck when MSU is so much better because they beat them? Right? Why is Buster Douglas a better boxer than Mike Tyson? Why? Because he knocked him out in Japan, right? Buster Douglas is the better boxer because he knocked Mike Tyson's ass out. But no, you got to look at the entire body. You got to look at the entire body.
Did Mike Tyson play with one arm behind his back?
No, but Mike Tyson was reported to have a wild. I'll just say that he had a wild week before the fight in Japan that involved a lot of liquor and a lot of, amorous escapades. Let's put it that way. So that he was not in top fighting condition for that Buster Douglas fight, which contributed to his defeat at the hands of Mr. Douglas.
One last point is like this Ayo Dosunmu being out. I don't think it's a guarantee that if their number one player is in, that they would kill us by 50. The matchups are different when Ayo Dosunmu's in. They know that too. And that just, who knows what's going to happen in that game if they have different matchups. If Mike Smith is on Trent Frazier now, and so a quick guy's on a quick guy, and Trent Frazier doesn't blow by Shandy or blows by like Eli Brooks too. I mean, it's all part of this madness, right? This is March Madness. Anything can happen. A team that's ranked number 2 in the nation can get blown out by a team that's ranked number 4 in the nation as well, even with their number 1 player out. That happens. We've seen this before in the tournament. So I don't. Duke goes down. West Virginia, the number 1 team, goes down. I don't.
I mean, I suppose, producer JB, it's just that for these Michigan boys who are just trying to guard our hearts and protect ourselves here, it just sniffs as too tidy and too convenient of an explanation, just to kind of brush it under the rug and not. This is kind of like when we were watching the horror of Michigan football unfold each week. We're just like, that's just this or it's just that. It's just kind of like sort of an excuse. Maybe that's all it is. But that dress down seemed to be more. It just seemed to expose just a little bit more.
I think if anything, you all admitted too, like by almost the first 5 minutes in the second half, the game was over already, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't even towards the end.
Yeah.
You kept building points on it. So if you're talking about a 30-point lead, we already knew by like they were up by 15. We couldn't do anything. We weren't hitting our shots. We weren't playing our game. They knew our offense. They knew how to guard us. At that point, score literally does not matter. They could blow us out by 10. They could blow us out by 30. They knew how to defend us.
Yep.
Maybe you put money on the game, and so that's why you're really pissed about it.
Maybe I might have. That spread was 9 points. The heck?
Man, Oracle, you guaranteed that too. That gave me that injected confidence and excitement in me.
But what they had tonight was fight. They had fight that they didn't have against Illinois. The play at the end of the game when Shondy Brown got bumped and he bumped back. And he was like, and then Juwan Howard was like, yeah, he was like, yeah, it's all right because you got bumped. You got to fight back. I like that. That exemplified how he showed up.
Eli Brooks play where he's running out of bounds, throws the ball back down to Dickinson for the dunk. You didn't see that at Illinois. You didn't see that at Illinois.
Why didn't we see that at Illinois?
I don't.
They got all fired up based on what the Illinois coach was saying too, before the game.
I know why. Wait for it, because they were Illinois, not stanky MSU.
I think even Michigan State, you could tell Michigan State was tired too. They're on a 4-1 spread right now, and they have to play us at home to even stay in the bubble. Like that, you look at the Sparty team. You both noticed it too. They played horrible. That wasn't Illinois.
Come on, man. Every one of us, everybody here, when you look back, you're like, why was I interested in that person? Why? What happened? You had sometimes we just have an off day or an off week. And we're like, you know what? Why? When I look back, I'm like, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? We all have those moments. And the Illinois was that moment. Yes, I know producer JB had a couple of those moments or a few of those moments.
Wow. I'm going to be the better man about this. I'm going to be the better man.
Let's not regret anything we've done in the past. Come on, we look at everything, right, guys? Come on. We raise our glass to living with no regrets. What was that Frank Sinatra song? I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. And that's how I feel about this Michigan team. Yeah, we've had 2 losses so far. 2 losses. And both of those losses, were by over 20 points. Okay? I accept that. But you know what else? Like JC from Sunnyside is saying, like producer JB is saying, that doesn't nullify all the great things that we've done this season as well. Like, for example, staying undefeated all time against Rutgers. We've never lost to Rutgers in the game of basketball. Think about that. Since James Naismith invented the game of basketball by nailing a peach basket up on a pole, the University of Michigan has never lost to Rutgers, despite all the things that Rutgers has been able to accomplish in the past few seasons. This Michigan team has blown out a top 10 seeded Wisconsin team. And that kicked off a run of a record number of games in a row where they beat their opponent by at least 19 points. And then this Michigan team also blew out a top 10 team in Iowa with the leading candidate for the Player of the Year, Luka Garza. And then this team, let's not forget, went down to OSU and beat their blood rivals in another top 10 matchup. So there's a lot that this team has accomplished. And all those accomplishments have led up to one thing, which is a Big Ten regular season championship. That cannot be denied. So despite all the doubts, despite all the nitpicking, despite all the pointing out of flaws and shortfalls, all of that falls by the wayside when we say this team has become a championship team. And to that, I raise my glass.
Let's take a little perspective back. You're narrowing on this, and let's take a perspective back. All right. At the beginning of the season, this team was unranked. No one thought at all that this team would be worth anything. We're Big Ten regular season champs. We played everyone. And we're the Big Ten season champs.
We didn't play Northwestern or Penn State.
We played Northwestern. We beat them.
Producer JB, let me just add to that. We're the Big Ten champs, the toughest conference in the country.
Little overrated.
This is not the 5-9 and under league, right?
Ooh.
Wow.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Our friend,
First
I know
time,
our friend.
Frank diminished my championship, and I am championship. Holy smokes! Don't try to take out my
No disrespect.
my championship. I earned that championship the hard way on the court. Okay, this guy. Holy smokes! 5-9 and under still matters. Okay, so I raise my glass to winning the I am championship.
Oh, me
I'm gonna wear
too.
that shirt next episode. It's pretty tight right now too.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how Big Reg was 5-9 or under. That's
Sky, I
that's
grew
another
some
story.
fan.
I struck a noise.
Peace out.
Big Ten champions, the toughest conference.
Little
in the
overrated.
country.
Big 12.
Not overrated. Hey, good points, and we deserve this championship. We did it. We prevailed. We ran the gauntlet. Here's what just kind of stuck in my craw, though, is just when we had our opportunity to close it out, mano a mano with truly the best in class of the Big Ten conference next to Michigan. Okay, we thought it was OSU, but they've since been exposed. They went on a 3-game losing streak after we took them down barely. I mean, it was the heavyweight championship, everyone said. But Illinois is the cream of the crop, along with the Michigan Wolverines in the Big Ten. And in our one and only matchup at home, where the buildup was immense, and we finally got our respect to be 2 in the country, leapfrogging over Baylor, we couldn't have soiled ourselves any worse. And that hurt me. And I'm still reeling. That sullied it and made it somewhat anticlimactic for me, because I knew we would still win the Big Ten championship. Anyone could have seen that we were going to beat MSU on the follow-up game. We had it in the bag because we ran the gauntlet all season. Yes, we did. We just couldn't prevail over the second or first best team in the Big Ten, which is Illinois or Michigan.
How many losses did Illinois take in the Big Ten?
I think 4.
You know what the Illini would say? They're surging at the right time, and they're coming in like
they lost the state, which, based on the conversations that we've had tonight, are a horrible team. So then you might be asking Illinois, you had your best player, a player of the year candidate in, what's his last name? I keep forgetting.
Sumo.
Huh?
Sumo.
Sumu, you had him in the game, and you still lost to MSU, which everybody all of a sudden thinks now is the worst of the worst. So how does Illinois explain that? How does Illinois explain losing to Maryland? Again, a bottom half Big Ten team. How does Illinois explain struggling against Nebraska? Last time I brought up Nebraska, everybody's like, they're the worst team. So how did they explain that? When we ran through all those teams and we beat them by a healthy margin. So it's like you can't have it both ways when you're talking about this thing. You know what I mean? It's either is or it isn't, but you can't have it both ways and have it apply when it favors Illinois, but not have it apply when it favors Michigan.
I'm not having it both ways.
It is a tough conference.
Yeah.
Michigan has only lost twice in this conference. And they've beaten a lot of great teams in this conference. Did they beat everybody in this conference? Unfortunately, no. I concede that. But have they done more than enough to win the championship of this conference? I would say yes. Yes. And to me, the regular season championship means a little bit more than the tournament championship. Because the championship is a one and done situation. It's not a long haul. You got to be consistent. You got to go through the grind, kind of long-term thing that you got to earn night in, night out. But
wait. Hold on. That's like saying if you end the regular season undefeated but don't win the Natty, that's worth more because March Madness is one and done.
What's harder to do? What's harder to do?
Well, if you're Gonzaga, what's harder to do is win the national championship.
No, not for Gonzaga because they play in one of the weakest conferences in America.
Right. So what I'm saying is easier for them.
In the Western Coast Conference or whatever the heck it's called, it's much easier than playing in the NCAA tournament where the competition gets progressively harder. So again, you can't have it both ways. Where on one side it favors you, and then the other side, when it doesn't favor you, you throw it out. Come on now. Why do you think the English Premier League and every other soccer league in America has the crowns a champion based on league tables?
You just said winning the Big Ten regular season means more than
I said the Big Ten regular season championship is harder to win than winning the Big Ten tournament. Because the Big Ten tournament is a one and done tournament. The Big Ten regular season championship is a grind night in, night out. You have to play consistently for a longer stretch of time than it would than just catching a hot streak and getting a good run in the tournament. You can't have a down period if you're trying to win the Big Ten regular season title. Look at Illinois. We're all saying that all of a sudden they're the best team in the conference, and that we're not. But did they do enough to win this conference?
They did not.
No, they
did not.
No, they didn't.
I agree with you, Reg. They didn't.
So, like, people, people could say what they want to try and diminish this Michigan team. But the one thing you can't take away from them is that they have concluded their Big Ten season as champions. As champions. That can't be taken away from them. That can't be. Can't be. Despite all the rhetoric, despite all the hullabaloo, despite all the things about optics and not looking good, despite all the bad taste, yada, 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 yibbity, yibbity, skibbity. One thing you can't take away from this team is that they are a championship squad.
But nobody's arguing that. Nobody's arguing Michigan's a Big Ten regular season champions. They only lost 2 games. The next team lost 4. Nobody's arguing that.
You guys are trying to do. I feel like I'm talking to the GOP trying to delegitimize Joe Biden's victory in the 2020 election.
Whoa,
that's what I feel like.
Every point matters.
We're not going there.
Standings.
Cut. We're not going there.
Thank you, JB. Nice job, producer.
Let's move on to the last point here. Michigan State at Michigan State. Do we play our starters or not? Do we care?
We don't care.
We absolutely should. We absolutely should. I think we.
Come on, man. He should play all the bench seniors.
There you go.
At least 10 minutes each of them.
Sunnyside, why do we care?
Because it's a rivalry game. We still want to maintain a level of continuity, right? We don't want to, get inconsistent with our sets, how we play. We still want to play the starters for most of the game, and then the last 10 minutes or so, bring the bench in. But we still want to make sure that the starters are in the game, because I don't like the fact that if we're not playing for something, that starters shouldn't play. It's just a little disjointing to how they play afterwards in the postseason.
I think if anything, mix in more of the subs, right? Give them more time. Put the starters in at least for the first 5 minutes, and then just start subbing everyone. Start subbing everyone in. Well, our bench players need to practice. Brandon Johns Jr., man, he still needs to step it up, man. We need him this time if we get into foul trouble in the tournament.
Yeah.
he's not getting enough minutes to be able to like get good.
Yep.
And honestly, I would like to see Zeb Jackson. I think we're gonna need him. I think our point guards are gonna get really, really tired at one point.
I think I said earlier on in the season, don't let Jackson ever get on the floor.
I agree with that. Not this year.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe in 4
We're
years.
in trouble. If we
For
rely
graduation.
on Zeb for this year's run, not pretty.
Not rely.
Eli's enough.
Just this next game. That's it. We just
Okay.
need to get through the game, and then that's it. I want Mike Smith to get some rest time.
Okay.
I think Isaiah Livers. I think he's still injured. I think when he rolled his ankle, it's still affecting him. And I think Franz. He's been playing so hard that there's a point where he kind of needs to take a break too.
Okay.
I mean, Livers is being dogged, but hey, guy is still averaging 15, 16 points a game. Averaging like 6, 7 rebounds a game. Showing leadership. Come on, give him some love.
Yeah, I don't think he's the guy that you guys are looking for him to do, like create his own shot. He can't.
No, he's not. He can't do that.
Come off of screens, hit the three.
There you go.
Good. Play
There.
rebound. He's not a great defender. I mean, we knew that in Illinois.
Yep.
They blew by him every time. Michigan State tried to blow by him too. Play your game, right? Play your game.
There you go.
Everyone has a role. Play your game, and we can do well.
Well said. Wrap us up.
Oh man. I thought this was going to be a tight 10 where we just say, hey, the Michigan Wolverines are winning the Big Ten regular season championship. Turned into a full-blown debate about how good this team is yet again. Well, like we said before about the football team, there's no way for us to decide this debate here on this Zoom call. The only thing that's going to decide this debate is going to be the Michigan Wolverines proving it on the basketball court. And I, for one, have full confidence that they can step up to the challenge and get the job done. I'm hoping for the best as we face the Spartans again on Sunday to close out the regular season. For my 2 cents, I think the rotation is going to be more similar to the rotation we had earlier in the season, where we saw a little bit more of Terrence Williams, Brandon Johns Jr., and Zeb Jackson. I think those 3 guys are going to have more minutes in that game, but I still don't think it's going to be a wholesale change from the rotation that we've been seeing, based on what JC from Sunnyside was saying, that you don't want to deviate too far from what everybody is used to, especially now that we're getting turned up for the tournament runs in the Big Ten tournament and the NCAA tournament. But having said all that, I put my full confidence in Coach Howard and the rest of the staff to do the right things and make the right calls as far as all those things go. Because they've proven that they know how to coach a championship-level squad. And to that, I raise my glass and I say, go blue!
Go blue!
Go blue.